after. This won't be something that you will continue to build upon. You won't have prosperity from it. You'll just be playing the odds, and in the end, you'll end up losing more than you'll ever gain. And maybe that's not the goal. Maybe the goal isn't to win more than you lose. Maybe the goal is just to achieve what you want. But how do you achieve what you want? By just randomly throwing the dice. You have to have a plan. You have to stick to that plan. You have to be dedicated to that plan. That's what that scene taught me. It will not necessarily taught me, but reinforced that, hey, some people are late to the game. And I tell this story. In motivational classes. I tell this story in classes that I teach and classes that I help out with. And I tell them, I said, I like to try to tell this story as soon as I can, but it's beneficial to tell this story about 2 or 3 weeks into their training, 2 or 3 weeks into them starting the class, 2 or 3 weeks into them first getting, because they're starting to get into their rhythm, right? They're showing their personality. That first week, everybody's pretty much 5 by 5. Everybody's on time for class, and everybody's taking their nobody's talking out of turn or talking over the instructor, right? Everybody's being good. They're being good with the professor on that first week. Second week starts to build up a little bit. Third week, you start to see people be their normal selves. So that's when I like to come in on that third week, and I like to tell people, like, some of you are in here and you're not taking the full advantage of this class, and some of you are in here, you're clowning around, but there's some of you in here who have come in here, and since day one up until this point right now, you've been on your grind. You've been focused. You've been taking your notes. You've been diligent about everything that's being given to you and instructed to you. And that's what I want to tell them is, like, you don't wait until you're 3 years into your profession to take it serious. Don't wait until you're halfway through your semester to take it serious. Don't wait until you've been wasting so much money with the gym membership to start using it. Start doing it now, from day one, because there's people out there who aren't playing. There's people out there who really want it. Now, I almost cursed right there. They really want it really bad. And they're the ones who are tuned in, and you label them as tryhards, you label them as overachievers, you label them as teachers' pets. But these people have it in their mind from day one, that I'm going to get what I came here to get. I'm not here to just achieve something. I'm not just here to fight in the league. I'm here to be a champion. So when you have those people, and then you have somebody else who is just, blinded, and then all of a sudden they realize, oh snap, he was gonna be a sergeant from day one, from the day one of boot. He was like, nah, I'm gonna be the one drilling these soldiers soon. I'm gonna be the one giving out the instructions. I'm gonna be I want that, So that's what I understood, is that some people don't see an opportunity until they've halfway squandered it. They don't understand that, man, I should have been taking advantage of this the whole time. I should have been on my grind the whole time. That's what I don't want for you. And I have been the victim of that. And I have been the author of that, the persecutor of that, right? Because I had it where I'm at a job and I'm just like, this is a job like everything else. Half the people like, yeah, it's just a job. And then you see somebody who you just get hired with get promoted like that. And you're like, whoa, why are y'all picking him over me? And da-da-da. And they're like, yeah. And the guy, I remember the time where they actually explained it to me. I'm going to wrap this up in a minute. I got to get in this gym. But most of the time, they won't explain it to you. They don't have time to explain why they pick somebody else over you. If you can't put that together in your head, or come to them and ask them rather than complaining, why do they have time to explain it to you? So I remember when I actually had somebody who saw something in me, and they actually took the time. They said, come here, let me talk to you for a minute, because I hear you're upset about it. And I was like, well, man, look, I'm not trying. He said, no, I'm not going to get you in trouble. He said, it's not going to be a big thing, but I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. He's like, all right. He said, speak your mind, youngin. And I said, y'all pick this person and da-da-da-da-da. And I bet y'all picked him because of this and da da da. He says, okay, all right, yeah. And he said, I could see how you could feel that. And he's like, yeah. I was like, yeah. And I went on for a tangent. He said, all right. So what other reasons do you think that we picked that person? And he was like, I was like, I don't know what you mean. He's like, could it have been that that person was on time every single day? And I said, well, I don't know. He says, yeah, you don't know because you haven't been on time every single day, have you? And I got that same look like Officer Hoyt got, like, damn, just got me. He says, yeah. And he said, like, again, he said, no shade. I'm not here to disrespect you. I know you're going to feel some type of way after we finish talking, but I want you to know you haven't been on time every single day. And I know that, and everybody else who's above me knows that. Now, we haven't fired you. We haven't ridden you up. We haven't come down on you or started treating you different. But while you haven't been on time every day, that person has. Now, it's okay to be late because we all get it. We excuse me, I feel like I got something on my lip. I'm sorry, guys. But things happen. But at the end of the day, this person has gone above and beyond to make sure that things were never late. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of times where they're early. And when they come in early, there's times where we ask them to do extra stuff, go to other departments. This is the exposure that this person is getting. So now, while you're thinking of all the reasons we picked him over favoritism, you weren't even here to see. And I was just shaking my head and had my head down like that, like, and I got it. And I understood that success isn't accidental. So now that's the time where I was on the receiving end. When I was on the time of the jealousy end where people were like, why him? I remember I took a job, and I won't go into detail on the job.